I have been working with, I have been currently working with youth, and earlier I have been working with Jawans. And that is why I'm going to tell you about war. Well, when we talk of war, it sounds interesting. And for few, exciting too. We have our own perception about war, primarily driven from Hollywood or Bollywood movies. When we imagine war, we think of fighters flying, tanks moving here and there, shelling and bombing going all around us, soldiers in combat with bayonets charging. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in war zone, nothing happens like this. Having been in war zone myself in the summers of 1999, let me tell you, war is not that exciting as we perceive it to be. There's a whole lot of chaos, confusion which prevails, a lot of uncertainty, ambiguity. You plan for something, it does not get executed that way. Orders you get are contradictory at times. Only thing you can trust is the men with whom you are trained and the weapons and equipment you are carrying with you. Rest all is a big, big question mark. War teaches you lots and lots of lessons too. In war, we learn the value of life, we learn the value of death, we learn the value of a comrade, a buddy. We learn the value of our commanders, we learn the value of our subordinates. We learn the value of food, water, everything around us, even our nation, even the boulders, the soil, the same stone which can save your life from enemy fire. Though, as I was saying, in the war, fog of war or the uncertainty exists, a lot of uncertainty. And from this uncertainty, you have some of the real men coming out, showing grit, valor, courage. 1962, Battle of Rezang. 13 Kumaon Regiment, Charlie Company was deployed in Chushul Valley. Chushul Valley, there was an airfield which they were guarding, very strategically important from Ladakh and Leh point of view. Chinese knew it as well. The height of that valley is around 16,000 feet, freezing cold, temperature sub-zero. The company of just 120 men commanded by Major Shaitan Singh. 18th November, early morning, Chinese knew that there are only 120 men guarding this, defending this critical, strategically important post. They attacked in huge numbers. Guess the number? 5,000, 6,000. Support with heavy artillery. Human waves attacking one after the other. Sensing the criticality of the movement, Major Shaitan Singh radios to his higher headquarters and asks for some reinforcements. After some time, he gets a reply, reinforcement not available. No option for him. He further given the orders to withdraw. At this time, he has left with three choices, three options. First option for him was to just blindly obey the orders of higher headquarters, withdraw, thereby saving the life of 120 men he commanded. The result would have been living rest of his life with guilt. Option 2, fight and surrender to Chinese. Again, chances of saving most of his men under his command would have been higher, but again, living with greater guilt for the rest of his life. The third option for him was to fight last man, last bullet. Guess what he chose? I don't think so. It's a very difficult one for all of us to guess. He chose the third option. The moment he chose that option, he switched off his radio set, hoping that he is not going to get any further instructions to get withdrawn from there. He came out of his command post, holding one stick in his hand, moving from trench to trench, motivating every soldier, moving from bunker, telling everyone, reorganizing his defenses, and asking them to stay on, fight with the enemy. The result was 120 men, all but 6, laid down their life, made supreme sacrifice for the country. These men, 120 men, killed approximately 1,300 Chinese soldiers. Unbelievable by all sorts. Nobody can imagine that 120 men, only 120 men killing 1,300 soldiers. Saved the day for India. Major Shaitan Singh was awarded Paramveer Chakra posthumously. And even Chinese had appreciated the valor and bravery of Rezangla Company of 13th Kumaon Regiment. This forced Chinese to strike a ceasefire, unilateral ceasefire, on 21st November, just 2 days after Battle of Rezangla. 37 years later, in the year 1999, close to my heart, we were again forced to fight a battle, again in Jammu and Kashmir region. Pakistan had treacherously occupied 140 kilometers long along line of control, Kargil, Mashko, Dras, Batalik sector, with the aim to cut off National Highway 1 Alpha, thereby cutting off Leh and Ladakh region. We were taken by surprise. And we had to pay a very heavy price for this surprise factor which Pakistan had created. We lost some of the finest men in the subsequent battles which were fought to evict these fellows out of Kargil and along the line of control. I was also posted in those areas during that time. Temperatures in minus, fog of war, as I had said, uncertainty was prevailing. We did not know what to do. I was told to just take few men, look for some terrorists. We didn't even know that they are terrorists or Pakistani soldiers. In fact, we did not even know that it was a war which has been thrust upon us. So I picked up my team, made some bandobast, quick bandobast, carried as much ammunition as we could in some khachars and collected some men. I am there somewhere here with some little beard, AKs, some weapons in hand, started moving on, looking for those so-called terrorists or Pakistani mujahideens. We crossed, walked over some makeshift bridges, some rough terrain, tough terrain, looking pretty beautiful on the slides. It was not as beautiful there. We spent some time in villages, getting some intelligence, having some break in some villages with some villagers. Not hostile, but not friendly either. We continued looking for them. We had some halt with some local shepherds. Again, here we are walking along looking for the enemy. Finally, this beautiful valley you see, we are looking for the enemies. And we have not one enemy, two enemies. One is, of course, the Pakistani soldiers. The other is inhospitable terrain, poor weather, temperatures in minus, lack of food, lack of ammunition, not ammunition as such, but lack of food and logistics. But we are not kept waiting by those friends for too long. We spotted them in some dhok. Dhok is like a bunker. In those who have been in Kashmir, they know where Gujars and Bakarwal stay and organize their working. So it is like a bunker, so we could find some men there. We did not have, they invited us, so we began firing, continued, and I had to take some on-spot decision. We were able to kill those fellows with the battle or the firefight which happened. This was just one of the firefight or some skirmish which happened. This is after the operations of July 99. Many such fierce battles were fought in this region. And these fierce battles subsequently led to winning of war. All these battles were led by young men with the age of 22 to 25. You all know the name of Vikram Batra, Thapar, Manoj Pandey, Kalia, all these young men, driven with passion, courage, commitment, beyond their age. When Manoj Pandey says, if death strikes between me and my mission, I swear I'll kill the death. These words can't be spoken by a person of just 22 or 25 years. What is going on in their minds at that time? They could have spent some wonderful, comfortable time with their families in the comforts of their zone, home. They could have chilled out with their friends. They could have been studying, doing some research in some university, or part of corporate world drawing some fat pay packages. But they chose to be there, risking their life, leading a different kind of a lifestyle with courage, with passion. Why did they do this? So it all begins about 4 to 5 years prior to this. When these boys, now I'm calling these boys, when they get selected or they want to join, be part of armed forces, they undergo a thorough selection process in which they not only have to be good physically, academically, but with impeccable moral and ethical values. They are tested medically for perfection, and then they are sent to the academies for further training. At National Defense Academy, their day begins very early in the morning, where they are taught various things: swimming, riding, firing, PT, apart from academics and routine work. Sports, boxing, everything they do. But here they pick up the lessons of camaraderie, teamwork, group dynamics, leadership, never say die attitude, and how to turn odds in favor of them. After passing out, they join their regiments and called babies of the Pulton, babies of the regiment. They are no more babies, but they are called babies of the regiment, where they rub shoulders with men. They learn the ethos, the rich heritage of our units, the paramparas of our regiments. They are actually from baby, they turn into men. They even imbibe the religion of the troops they command. My soldiers, my unit is all Sikhs, all Khalsas. And possibly I have visited Gurudwara more number of times than I have visited a temple. Because my religion becomes the religion of my men I command. After that, these officers get trained to lead them into the battle, and in turn, the men also respect them. The men also know, the person who gets commanded, he knows that my Sahib is going to save me. He's going to face the first bullet, and then he's going to guide me to the victory. Nobody goes into the war for dying. He is going there to kill that other fellow, to win the war. The officer is driven by a motto of Indian Army. Honor, welfare of our country comes foremost, always and every time. Next is the men you command. Their respect, their honor is next is the men you command. Your own personal comfort comes last, always and every time. That is the Chatwood motto, and it is like a Bible for us. We follow it always in our lifespan when we are with the men. Now, the same thing can be applied to the corporate world also. In corporate world, we have some young, wonderful men with talent. What is a serious business? So the business is also serious. These young men in corporate world also have to take some tough decisions, meet deadlines, work under stress. Only thing, a wrong decision can lead to some financial losses. But in case of war, it is a matter of life and death. Commitment driven with passion, courage, moral values and ethics can solve most of the problems, whether in personal life or a professional life. If these fundamental principles are used by anyone and everyone, he cannot go wrong. Gentlemen, remember, war is real and fought by real men. Real bullets are flying. There are no simulators. There are nothing artificial in the war zone. It is not a game of Counter-Strike which you can play on computer and have number of lives. You have only one life. There are no runners-up, no silver medalist. Only winners or the dead soldier. Some of them get martyred in the battlefield, but few, like me, come to tell their tales. Jai Hind.